Oi, it's pumping! It's pumping! We need to go surfing! I'm just driven past yours now. Let's go surfing.
Vigtel.
Or up to you. Choose your weapon of choice. Choose your poison. Meet me there. Let's surf. I'm ready. I'm hungry. Ah!
Hei, dette er Magne G. Hodne, og nå har vi på Reve All-Star. Nyt det.
Jeg tenker, alle kan vel komme seg inn i en tube. Ja. Hvis det er en tube der, så kommer du deg vel inn igjen.
Ja, men altså nå... Hjertelig velkommen til en ny episode. Nei, faen, det var engelsk.
127. Frode doesn't know what he's talking about.
What?
Did you hear me?
Huh?
Frode.
I think this is always so funny when you put it on.
Welcome to a new episode of Reve All-Stars, directly in from the speaker telt at Jæren, Norway. My name is Jung Reve. Ivar. Welcome, Frode Goa.
Hello, I'm here.
Yeah, Mr. Kant.
Mr. Kant.
Yeah, and
and maybe Mr. Shit.
Mr. Shit, yeah. Mr. Shit Kant. I think that's the first time anyone has ever said that, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're doing this
what do you mean?
I don't know. We're doing this in English, so it's because we are trying to be nice to our second guest today.
Yeah. The main man.
The main man, the YouTube sensation, the Norwegian national coach, the South African, the globetrotter, the Hellester, the Mr. Shannon Ainslie. Welcome, Shannon.
Velkommen. Jeg forstår ingen engelsk, så dere skal snakke engelsk. Jeg skal snakke norsk. Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
Perfect.
We could do it in Norwegian, but just to make it easier for all of us, English works very well for me. Thank you.
How are you, Shannon?
I'm good, man. I'm very spoiled because while you guys have been suffering here with no waves, I've been in some really cool tropical places with some epic waves.
We gotta touch on that a little bit later. Just checking on Frode. I forgot to ask, how are you doing, Frode?
I'm doing really good. Yeah. It's summertime. It's it sucks that it's no waves, but it's sunny.
It will come. El Niño is coming.
El Niño is coming.
When? Next year?
It's coming now.
It's now. But enjoying the good warmth, the weather, the sun. This picked up the skateboard. Oh. It's fun.
Looks like you've been tanning, Frode.
I've been out. Not tanning, but I've been out.
Yeah.
There's no waves, so this is when you see Frode lying outside his terrace, like in his red Speedo, just absorbing all the heat and the sun rays.
With the oil.
Yeah, what's your preferred oil or tanning solution? A lubricant or...
Well, actually, I buy the cheapest that I can find, or half price or whatever. But I love the smell of banana boat.
banana boat, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Banana boat sunblock. It's really good.
Oh,
it smells fantastic.
Yeah, and in the banana hammock, and then you're good to go. Eh?
I guess so.
Okay. So today we're gonna do the season review. The first annual season review of the winter season 22-23. What constitutes a good season for you, Frode?
So I think a good season should be a season with some epic days at the epic spots.
Yeah.
Vigtel.
Yeah.
And Lille Vigtel.
South Vigtel, North Vigtel.
Vigtel South. Vigtel North.
North Sola.
Secret Vigtel.
But a few epic days, yeah?
Yeah, or, maybe 7 to 10 really good days. Maybe like double head, really pumping. And didn't happen.
At all?
At all.
No. But what's a good season for you, Shannon? Just...
It's a good one because I feel like Jæren is a place that is filled with surprises, and if you are willing to find where Vigdil and Little Vigdil is, you'll get some waves. So I think, like, I don't know. There are a lot of like unpredictable days, and then if you just drive around in Mission, you'll find something. And like Frode and I found some fun waves here and there. And you know, a good season for me is if I can get a few days here and there with some barrels, and if I can get some nice, clean offshore days with a nice wall to do multiple maneuvers, that's a good season. So we had a few of those days.
I totally agree, but I think that in general, it was a really poor season.
Because the thing is, obviously, people can do this. Chipotle in my. No, but people can do the searching. They can drive. They can do everything, and many people do. But still, it's been a fucking shitty.
I believe so, and I think most of the people I speak with say the season has been really poor. Really, like, where did the good days come? They didn't be present. You know, I've had such a good time. I've had so many good waves, so many goodies. I had the longest wave that I ever had at Jæren.
I saw it as well.
And you saw it. And I got it like on my GPS watch.
Yeah.
But it's like, personally, I can have a fantastic session. 2 hours. It can be onshore and messy. But I just have a fantastic time. But it wasn't a good season. Like we didn't have like proper swells hitting. We had a few okay ones, but not as I would expect.
No, because what I would remember is like 3 years ago we had a dry spell of like 2 months or something with 20 below and no wind.
That was crazy.
That was shitty. But then there was some good waves before that period, wasn't there? So I mean, this one for me it's just been. Truth be told, I've been a lot away, but it's been really. I mean, everyone can have fun and everything, but in general, the quality has been pretty poor. I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose. Like I haven't been here for as long and as much as you guys have. I've been here for 2 winters now, and the previous winter was better. And I surfed my favorite waves the previous winter a lot more, whereas this past winter, I think I surfed those places once or twice.
Yeah.
However, I surfed other places more often, which I never surfed the previous time. And I think that's just got to do with, like, if you have time and a car and you're willing to drive around in Mission, you'll find some waves. And I think there are some people who can do that. Not everyone has that time. And I think, fortunately, some of us are able to do that. And I also think 1 or 2 of the beach breaks had really good sandbanks, and that helped out a lot because when the point breaks or the reef breaks weren't really working, 1 or 2 of the beaches had really good sandbanks, and I surfed a ton at 1 or 2 of those places.
I thought maybe like amongst maybe the surf schools are saying like everyone should be surfing together now, because I get the feeling like if
safety in numbers.
Yeah, if you drive past Bora and you see Frode Goa out there at 5 a.m, you know that's the best place to go because he's spent the last 3 hours driving around the coast
with the night vision goggles.
Exactly. Yeah.
You can just mention names. You don't have to. I can bleep it out afterwards. But
it's going to be a lot of
bleeping.
But that's fun.
But I've been enjoying my time bodyboarding down at Vigdil this winter. It's been pretty fucking good down there, and no people. And there was one day I came to Vigdil, and it looked like Morocco or something. It was just pumping, and I've never seen that before at those spots. It's probably been there. It's just because you are. You have to look. You find some pretty fucking decent.
Well, actually, I love going to Vigdil, and it's often because there's no people around, and it's a long wave, and you have the A-frame, and then the left and the right are kind of different, and I've had some barrels on the right there too. So I love that wave.
Yeah,
So,
it's a
but,
beautiful wave.
You boys, you both do the GPS tracking on your. Is it watches or is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So could you just give me the run through on your watches, boys?
Huh.
Shannon or Frode first?
Shannon can
Go Shannon.
That's a tough one because mine's so mixed with like.
You have all the African waves and
Oh,
everything.
exactly. Yeah. Let's see what I can find. Actually, if I go, I have like monthly totals. It doesn't give me like the overall total, but I think the 1 month the most I had was like 40. Wait, May I had 34 sessions.
That would be down in Africa. Then.
Yeah, but that was a cheat because because I was in Africa. But let's see if I can go to April. April. Wow, that's very bad. 15 sessions.
April was totally bad.
Yeah, and it's not because you don't want to. It's just because it was.
Yeah, but I mean, like the one day of the year, I had like 47 waves. Let's see, 30 waves. So I had some good days. Let's see what March says. March, I had 18 sessions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
March and April was poor.
You know,
How about you, Frode, in March and April?
You know, I didn't bring my watch, so I
okay.
only have my app. But I think it's important to tell. Shannon is using the Apple. I'm using Garmin, Solar Instinct. And I must say, many times I've been surfing, getting 20 plus waves, and the watch says 2 waves. That's annoying. But I guess it's because of the GPS and stuff.
Yeah, it might be.
Yeah.
But what's your? You don't have to do every month. But what do you mean? Is there one month that stands out in particular for you, Shannon?
well, both January and February, I had like 23 surfs. You know, like usually, like in Lofoten, I had on average, say, 30 surfs a month. It is more consistent there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think on average, say 20 to 25 surfs here a month.
But Lofoten is a better surf destination.
Yeah. And then December 28, November 28 as well.
But do you think that's like the maximum potential for you, or should you be able to put in some more?
I can definitely put in more, but I've been quite busy on those months. Like usually in the winter when there are waves, I'm working a lot, and then I usually try squeeze a surf in. But yeah, this past winter's been kind of busy, which is good. And because the summers are so quiet, I've got to try like do as much as possible in the winter, you know. So yeah.
It's the opposite for you. You have to put all the effort in the summer, don't you? On the store. How about your app, Frode? Did you find any interesting?
Well, the thing is, I don't know how it works 100%. So
you know, he's just making excuses because I think he had on average 5 surfs a month.
Yeah.
He tans a lot.
4 actually.
The thing is, he just jumps in and then goes back on shore and just logs another
No.
surf.
So what I actually did, this is maybe a month ago, I counted all of my sessions on my app. And it was like, I can't remember if it was 163 but it was over 150. And then we got this surprise swell
Yeah.
down at, and that was just...
There was a week of mayhem.
That was
basically.
crazy.
Yeah.
And then you were in South Africa in the tropics.
No, I got back for that week. I got back in perfect timing for that swell, and I surfed.
Wow.
You know?
Lucked out there.
Yeah, I got very lucky.
You did?
I did.
And that week gave me the belief that El Nino was coming,
Yes.
and it just
Me too.
left me hanging for now.
Yeah, that was crazy. It was really nice. And I think just because we got that like consistent week, I was super happy with the season.
So that would be a week in May, late May.
Yeah.
And I just realized I've been at Jæren 10 years, and I've never seen anything like that in May before.
No, I don't think...
But it might be because we've been so down and out for a while, you know, and then we finally see something, and then we just are cheering.
Yeah, it was really nice. And actually, it was few people out as well.
No. The people know.
Yeah.
What about June? Have you guys had any waves in June?
It died out pretty much for me.
The weather's been good.
The weather has been great. It has been summer.
I'm on parental leave, so I don't even know which date it is today. But no, it's I saw that week there was waves on Vigdel. It was breaking down. I've never seen that before, so I was wondering what the.
That's crazy.
And also Vigdel was working as well. How about your low? I mean, we can say Vigdel to a lot of things, but I mean, we don't have to say Vigdel to Hellestad. How has Hellestad been treating you, Shannon?
Great location, but this past season had terrible sandbanks. The first year was good. There were some really nice sandbanks, and there were some sneaky right sessions here and there. I even got barreled a couple of sessions here and there at Hellestad. Wow. But this past season was honestly quite bad, and then I ended up going to Bure a lot, and Bure had some really good sandbanks. I think there were maybe 2 sessions in Hellestad. Actually, there was like a month or maybe like 6 weeks around like November, December, where there was a really good sandbank, like right one. But it only worked on a certain size. Like it needed to be like literally chest high, no smaller and no bigger. And I got so many fun sessions there just because I live right there. And like as soon as the tide got right and the swell dropped or picked up, I was able to get out there, and that was a fun session. But besides that, there've been no sandbanks there.
No. How about the harbor? Has the harbor given?
The harbor has been. I have been busy at the harbor.
Yeah. Doing what?
Surfing. But there has been so many times that you wouldn't believe it was waves, and then there is waves.
Yeah, but this is the luxury of living as a place, yeah.
So I think it's an advantage of living there, because when I come back from work or like maybe 8 or 8:30 in the evening, going inside, and I just look and it's like, hey, what's this? It's some bumps. And it's not only, it's like clean waves. So I'm getting a few of those, and it has been really fun.
Yeah, but comparatively to other years, how long have you been living in Reve now? It's been
7 years, I guess.
Yeah. And if you compare it to those,
you know, I miss the classic big ones. You remember that sick session last year when you had so many tubes?
Yeah, that was good.
That was so crazy. Yeah. Was nobody, like no waves like that this year. That's a shame.
There was, as Shannon said, there was a while in November or December. There was a few days, I would say.
Yeah. But I'm not happy about how Reve was this season, actually.
Do you think the development of the harbor has anything to do with the workings of because it's been shit everywhere? Huh?
Yeah, I don't think that matters, actually. Yeah. But, you know, for so many years, you can jump in and it's so good swell. Maybe shoulder to overhead, and it's just beautiful waves, beautiful, you know. Didn't happen.
No, but I don't want to be a downer as well, because this year I've had my parental leave, and which means also my wife had some leave, so we had it together. And then for the first time, I could actually go in the weekdays at 9 o'clock in the morning, and actually have a lot of fun being almost alone. You know, so I've had a lot of fun this winter as well. But it's okay.
I know what we should do. Just build a wave pool. We'll have offshore, clean, predictable, perfect waves every day, all day.
Rotatable wave pool.
An infinity wave pool.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's
just gather the funds for it. Huh?
Frode is going to invest.
I'm going to invest.
The big question for you, Shannon, is do you regret coming here?
That's a good question. I mean, when it comes to weather and waves, yes. The weather doesn't really bother me. I just want waves. So when it comes to waves, yes. I would surf on average twice a day in South Africa. and obviously have a lot of good, perfect waves and warmer water. And it's my culture and my friends and family that I surf with. However, I don't regret it because South Africa is unfortunately getting more dangerous by the day. And at the end of the day, surviving and living is more important than maybe getting the barrel today and dying tomorrow. Yeah. So, I think South Africa this year has been rated as the most dangerous country in Africa and the third most dangerous country in the world. So I don't want to speak bad about my country because I love it. And if you do go there as a tourist, you'll more than likely still have the best time of your life. Yeah. Because you can go to some safer areas and have a blast. But yeah, it's not so good to live there for many people. And my goal is to be based here in Norway in this amazing, safe, stable country. So are there regrets? Yes, to an extent. But overall, I'm very happy to be here.
You win some, you lose some, basically.
Yeah.
How about moving from Lofoten, Unstad down here then? Has that been a regret for you, or has it been?
No. I mean, again, I miss Lofoten because it is so beautiful and the waves are pretty good, more consistent and more powerful. But there's too much drama up there. There's so much drama up there, and I'm pretty sure people know about it. But yeah, it's I just had to leave. It's nice to live at peace here. Don't have any drama this side. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked to be here. There's a lot more opportunity and variety when it comes to surf. And then also there's more opportunity for work, like in surf coaching. And then also it's more social. So I'm pretty stoked, it's pretty good, yeah.
Yeah. You should, I've seen you coaching some young people during the winter. What was your, who are these people this winter? Yeah, give them a shout out, yeah.
I coached a bunch of people. You want to know who were the standouts?
Every single one, yeah.
The standouts. There's a guy who was at the Folkeskole, Christian. Mm-hmm. Don't know his last name, but yeah, he improved so much because some of the guys from this Folkeskole were coming like twice a week for coaching and surfing. And some of the guys, quite a few of the guys improved a lot, but he was the standout. Doing like really good carves, cutbacks, snaps, floaters, backside and front side, and trying some blowtails. He improved so much. Wow. And we even did this snowboard trip with the school, and they asked me to be vikar, and I went with them, and he had never snowboarded in his life. He had skied many days in his life. And then anyway, on the first day, he was better than everyone else over there.
So natural.
Already trying backflips. Yeah. Unbelievable. Crazy. So yeah, he's a natural, and he was a standout. Is he
from around here, or is he from?
No, I think he's from Oslo area.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Shout out to Christian then, huh?
Yeah.
And I'm actually more scared of. I'm probably more chance of hurting myself in weaker sort of beach break waves than what I would be surfing those slabs and stuff.
So it's the safe option. The Icebox, the safe option. Yeah. That should be the name of the movie.
We're going to start promoting slab surfing as a safe way to start.
How about crowds, guys? The crowds. It's always been it's the favorite pastime of every surfer, I guess, is to complain about the crowds. And the crowds are always increasing, aren't they? But what's your current evaluation of the crowds at Jæren?
Well, when I spoke to Frode about this, apparently, Frode goes blind on the left side sometimes when he goes right, and he doesn't see anyone. So I don't think he notices a crowd. Right,
Frode is always surfing alone, isn't it?
Well, actually, I don't know what to say. So I think it's a lot of people all the time, and I think I don't think it's a problem with a lot of people in the water.
This is the diplomat. No drama, yeah.
So.
No, but it's not like it's a problem or anything. I was just wondering if it's. Do you feel it's increasing, decreasing, nothing like?
I am, when I surf, I try to find a little spot for myself. If it's or I try to find a spot where I see some potential, but
Yeah, like you did that. You were the only one sitting.
Yeah,
at the
that was
completely.
a-
He was. Frode was. I drove my car down and I was standing. Who's that guy sitting? Like,
I was
100 meters off.
yeah, that was
Deep
and
sea
it was-
fishing.
deep sea fishing. It was kind of funny because Birk
Yeah.
and we were there. I was the first one in the water, and then because I don't know why, but they just sat on land and like
Hang out. Yeah.
and it was really nice. And I jumped in, and I know I had a few waves, and then I saw a lot of people like starting to change and stuff. And Birk came first out, and we had some few waves, and he said, "Oh, it's really good, and it was really good." And then there's a lot of current, and I didn't notice at all. So when the other people paddled out, like maybe 4, 5, 6 people, they were paddling out so wide, and I'm like, what are they doing? At the same time, I have been taken by the current, and I thought they were like, what's happening with the swell? Like, I'm here, and where did the waves go? So I'm actually sitting there waiting for half an hour until I actually understand, like,
I had no idea it was you because you were sitting for so long
yeah,
in
and
such a wrong position.
And I was like, I'm not gonna move. I'm gonna. They can take those small waves. I'm gonna wait for the proper wave, because I thought they paddled like further into the rocks, and I'm like, I'm not gonna surf them.
They must have been so happy. More waves for
They
them.
were super stoked. So that was a bummer, but it can happen.
So but I mean, the crowds. You don't mind the crowds, is what you're saying,
No, I don't.
and you don't feel like it's increasing, or it's just something, yeah.
You know, like at Hyttå
Yeah.
and Boblo, I think it's,
I like the normal place, the easy places. I would say easy to find places.
you know, Steinen, and it's a lot of people, but I think so many people don't sit at the right spot,
Yeah.
and you need to be active, you know. So, and I know I get a little bit of hate because
Not from me or
no,
Shannon.
but some people.
He's on the defense, this guy.
And yeah, I don't think I'm doing anything wrong.
Shannon, how was your evaluation of the crowds in Jæren these last few seasons?
I also don't have any problems with crowds. Like, I know how to get waves, and growing up in South Africa, you have places with a lot of crowds, so you learn how to position yourself, you learn how to snake, you learn how to be snaked, you learn how to make very quick decisions and turn around quickly in case someone doesn't make the section, or if they fall. So I'm able to get a lot of waves without snaking. Do I snake? Yes. Do I do it all the time? No. So yeah, I do definitely try not snake, especially because I'm a guest in this place. But yeah, you know, like I get waves, and of course, like, no surf is perfect. We all snake here and there, but I try respect everyone and share waves. I do know that people complain about the crowds, and some places are very crowded a lot of the time. I do, however, think that the previous year was more crowded. Maybe it's because there were more waves.
Yeah.
There were 1 or 2 days, like at Sela, and 1 or 2 days at Reve that were extremely crowded. But just like 1 or 2 days, like it wasn't out of the usual. So but yeah, I get my way. So for me, it's fine. When I do coaching, it is a bit frustrating because I try to teach my customers or students how to position themselves and where to position themselves to get waves, and if they're not familiar with it, then they don't always get it right. Then sometimes they might only get 1 or 2 waves in a session, and then I'll have to postpone because I want them to get waves, you know. So I think they've been affected by it, but not too much me.
No, so I mean, it's probably as long as there's gonna be waves at Jæren, people will complain about the crowds. Basically,
Yeah.
It's always too much, and it doesn't matter if it's 2 or 10 or 15 or 50. It's always 1 too many or 10 too many.
Yeah. And I also think with that, there are some people who will sit out of position, some people who will just be patient and catch 1 or 2 waves, and you get some people who are equivalent to a renter crowd. So they'll be like, one person is equivalent to 20 people. I won't mention names, but we might know of some of those people who take a wave, paddle past, take another wave, and they shout and call people off waves. Hey, 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 hey. So I feel like if those people were just to be a bit more considerate and share waves, it would be a bit nicer, maybe less people arguing and fighting about waves and crowds. And like I said earlier, we're all guilty of that, right? We've all snaked. But I think like it's so good to, it's good and important to share waves and to be considerate and to show respect, whether you've been snaked or you are the snake. And it's going to happen.
But I guess you just learn which places to avoid at certain times, like the harbor. You don't go to the harbor basically if it's
a lot of people.
It's Saturday in the harbor, don't go there.
That's true.
And sail as well. So how about you were touching a bit about it, but it's always a national pastime of the surfers to complain about both the crowds and the behavior of the surface. And we are all shitheads, and we all have snaked and stolen waves and everything. But how do we feel about the general? Let's not say etiquette, but the vibes and everything this past season. Have you been fighting a lot? Is what I'm asking.
Yeah, I would say it has been really nice.
This is the diplomat.
No. Do you not remember I dropped in on you at least twice this past season? Because you snaked me.
No, but listen to this.
You don't hate me.
This is I'm trying to learn every day. I try. And I fail all the time, I guess, but I'm trying to improve. But I remember a few times it has been so many people at Sele, really poor waves. And you, Shannon, tell me, hey, Frode, just go for a paddle. Just come out and just be there. There is a lot of waves, and because it was so many people, like maybe 25, 30, I wouldn't go out. I would go home.
Yeah, normally.
And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to go out, and I'm not going to be snaking. I'm going to behave. And that's because of you.
Okay, cool.
So I think people get the impression I snake a lot, but I don't. I'm doing the kind snaking.
Yeah,
the kind snake.
I think it's a.
You're taking this way too personal. We're just.
We're not pointing fingers.
We're not no fingers pointed.
Well, maybe. No. But I think this is a really good topic to speak about, and it's maybe we should have like a surf etiquette evening, because we did that in Lofoten. There was a time in Lofoten where things were just getting out of hand, and even the locals or people who had surfed for many years weren't really bought into the surf rules and etiquette. So we had an evening where I had this presentation on surf etiquette.
Just reset everything.
Yeah, and not because I know it all, but we collectively need to agree to what the rules are, and we need to communicate that for safety reasons and also out of respect. And I feel like because surfing is such a new sport in Norway, and you haven't had like a generation passed down surf etiquette all the time, and also you haven't had surf schools communicate and educate beginners with surf etiquette, you have a problem. There are a lot of people in the water who, instead of paddling around, will paddle through the lineup. A lot of people throw their boards instead of holding onto their boards. A lot of people will snake instead of joining in on the rotation. And not just beginners, advanced surfers too. And I've said it to certain people. And even like I was surfing at the one time, and people will catch the wave, and after the wave they get out and run around because of the current. They don't want to paddle against the current, and then they jump off the rock and they on your inside immediately, and instead of waiting their turn because they are on the inside, they just take the next wave. And if that was in South Africa or Hawaii or Australia, that would not be allowed.
It should be the easiest place to make the rotation work. I mean,
Yeah, and also like if you jump off the rock, even if you're on the inside, you're the last in line because you just had a wave. So I think small things like that, if those things were communicated, it would definitely help with the vibe and the surf etiquette.
Yeah.
and it would be working until the next person completely shits the fan and everyone just joins into the.
Yeah, and sorry, I know I'm still speaking about this topic, and
Yeah, go for
you know, with these things, it's easy to get aggressive and impatient, and then people will get angry and like lose their temper and shout and yell and degrade people. And I don't think that's the correct way to do it, because we can communicate these things and educate these things in a loving, respectful way, because all of us were kooks, all of us were beginners. So no one's perfect, but we just need to communicate what the rules are out of respect.
This is actually is a good point. I mean, living out here instead of driving out here means that you're probably more chilled about it as well. I mean, if you've been driving through traffic for 45 minutes to get out and you get completely dumped on, I mean, it's the threshold for arguing is much smaller, I suppose. So it's not. I don't want everyone to move move out here, but I mean, it's probably why we are so zen. Yeah,
I agree.
You agree?
But I think in general, these past seasons has been much more mellow and nicer atmosphere in the lineups. I believe so.
And I mean, you've been in quite a few. I mean, you've been in all of the lineups,
Yeah.
basically. So
Except for Buffen.
Yeah.
yeah, why don't you go Buffen?
I need to learn to surf first, then I can go there.
Come join me. Let's go.
No. It's
It's terrifying. Yeah?
we have one life, man.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
Gotta make the most of it.
Yeah, I know.
How about that? Have you been many times this season?
Couple times, yeah.
Broke your board?
Yeah. And got smashed a couple of times. But it's an interesting wave because it's so heavy and intimidating. But every time I mean, I've only made 2 barrels.
Yeah.
And every time I pull into the barrel, I either nosedive, or when I do set my line and my rail, I pull it up too early and then I get sucked over. And both ways seems like pretty intense and scary ways to get sucked over on that slab. But I've never hit the reef.
Yeah, but Valentin hit the reef once, but he was photographing.
Okay. So I'm very glad I haven't hit it yet. So I want to keep trying it because I feel like it's a very small reef, and if you wipe out at the correct time, you miss the reef. So
And
don't wipe out too early.
and it's backside, so
Yeah.
I think it kind of sucks.
Yeah, it's very difficult.
Yeah.
Tim was doing it the one time I was there, and he was just acing into it like nothing.
Yeah, he cheats because he's been surfing perfect barreling lefts for so many years.
Yeah.
He's the king out there.
Yeah.
Returning to the season, so we should probably, our general thoughts is it's been like a so-so season, not great. We're hoping for good summer season. Fingers crossed still for El Niño coming. Good, terrible for everyone except for us. I mean, drought everywhere and terrible weather.
The climate.
Yeah, it's gonna go bad anyway. If you had to throw the dice, Frode,
On this season,
yeah,
4.
is it 4?
Yeah.
Just because you have the quantity, the amount of sessions.
Yeah, and also the last week
The last pulse.
was just a cherry on top.
How about you, Shan?
Is it 1 dice or 2 dice?
You can do whatever you want.
So is it out of 6 or out of 10?
The
6.
dice goes to 6, but if you want to do a 10, it's okay for me.
Okay. No, well, I'm not going to give it a 10, unfortunately. But, I think I have a different perspective because I come from South Africa, living in J-Bay for like 15 years, makes you very, very spoiled. So I'm always rating places pretty low, unfortunately.
So J-Bay would be the 6th then,
And I'd say this past season's been a 2.
yeah.
Yeah.
Fair. So
I'd go 3 then.
and then it's equal to 3.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's a very what do you call it, like it's a tiny tree. No, it's not. It's
Tiny dice.
tiny dice. It's den svage treer. Altså.
You know, we are waiting for the Yahtzee.
Yeah,
The 5x6. That's what we're waiting for.
the 5x6 season.
Yeah.
Coming.
Imagine. It's gonna happen.
Huh. Anyone add anything else from the season past? We remember anything special? I mean, favorite session? You have one standing out?
You know, we have had a few really good down at like only you and me,
Yeah.
which has been really cool.
And no Team Brazil at all?
You know, you remember one time, I think it's the time you got hurt. It was
when I hurt my
really,
neck, yeah.
it was so big.
Yeah. Some solid waves.
Now we're getting into the gold, so you got hurt? I mean, tell
No, well, how big was it?
3 to 4 meters on the
Yeah.
biggest waves.
4 meters is
2 times me.
2.
Over. Oh, yeah.
It's big double head, and it was only you and me.
I think that's the day you had the long wave, and I also had I got one of those sets, and I tried to hit the lip, and it was a
You
big
hit the
wave,
lip,
and
and
I
it
hit
looked-
it, and I tried to land it, and I nosedived, and with that speed and falling down from so high, I just like landed head first and whiplashed my neck, and I carried on surfing, and then I was out for a week.
Yeah, that was crazy. But
a
that
big
was
fall.
a really cool session.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Yeah.
But I'd say my my 2 favorite surfs were at Bure.
Wow.
Yeah, there was a sandbank that was so
Yeah.
good, and I was getting barreled, doing turns, having long rides, and doing airs. It was a really good sandbank.
That's cool. You know, outside my house at Vigtil, it has been so much fun. And I remember actually the 1st of January. The 1st of January, I think I was alone. There was a wave. And, you know, like it's a new year. And I had a really cool ollie that was pretty...
In surfing, we called it an air.
Yeah, decent height of it. And I was so stoked about it because the waves were small, but the air was bigger.
I think you sent that to me.
I was so stoked, and it was the 1st of January, and I'm like, 2023, it's my year.
And it stopped.
And after that, it's so long between every time I feel I can do the airs. But it has been a few now, but it was such a good start. I was like, yes.
I would think one of my favorite sessions was probably a few of the ones in December down at I just remember in the middle of December I was feeling a little bit under the weather, but I just drove down to you know where, and had a look, and it was just epic. And I was thinking, should I do this? I don't feel good. And then just the sky turned into this red masterpiece, you know. And I just, I have to do this. So I jumped in, and I was freezing my balls off for 2 or 3 hours. I was just shooting photos that time. It was just such an amazingly beautiful afternoon. Freezing cold though. And I came back home, and I was... turned out I had COVID when I went in. And I've never been as sick as I was afterward. It was just terrible. So just it was a good session with a terrible
Outcome.
Aftermath. You know?
Du får ikke den infoen med på kjøpet når du kjøper brett, i hvert fall.
Nei, det burde jo vært en sånn folder du fikk med. Du har nå kjøpt deg surfebrett. Det betyr ikke at du kan surfe. Det betyr heller ikke nødvendigvis at vi er interessert i å se deg noe sted med dette brettet. Du får ha lykke til. Hang loose. Ja.
Peace and love.
Peace and love, og ikke glem småfugler, og plukk gjerne med deg plastikk.
Okay. So yeah, the season 22-23, the first annual review, terningkast 3. We roll the dice, us between us. It's a 3. Next season has to be at least a 4. I mean, it doesn't sound like a 4 season for you. We have been so negative, and then you say 4.
I think it's because on the 1st of January, it started so well for Frode, and then 2 weeks ago, it ended so well. So it's like a goodie for him.
Yeah. That's the reasoning, because everything in the middle was...
a mess.
2, 3...
1.
And then still you gave a 4.
Just happy about the the last part was just so good.
Yeah. When we should leave this English. Normally that was us as a Norwegian podcast.
Going global.
Yeah, going global with Mr. Viral YouTube sensation Shannon. Check out Shannon's videos on how to surf. By the way, what's the name of the channel, Shannon?
Well, I've got my shorts and my TikToks and my Instagrams.
Oh yeah, social media stuff.
Yeah, on Shannon Ainslie, and then the YouTube is Shannon Ainslie Surf.
Yeah. How many subscribers do you have now?
2,500.
Yeah,
so it's not a sensation yet, but
by our standards, it's a sensation.
Yeah.
I have. How many do you have, Frode, on your YouTube channel? Do you have a YouTube channel?
I actually have.
I think I have 4.
Yeah, maybe 2 subscribers.
Yeah,
nice.
It's a start.
We always do a recommendation at the end of the show. Jamin likes to recommend using blink lights on the car. What's your recommendations, Frode, this week, this day?
Actually, I brought a book.
Is it just Jordan Peterson again? Clean your room.
Well, actually, I didn't only bring a book.
Okay.
I brought a bag.
With a book inside of it?
With
some water bottle?
Some stuff in it. So...
It's like unboxing, eh?
So this book...
Oh, wow. Let's do a video. So what's your recommendation this week, Frode?
To read this book.
And you have to tell the listeners what kind of a book it is.
So it's a it's a book about a surfer from South Africa, and the title is Child of the Wild Coast.
Yeah.
It's a really cool book, and it's crazy. But I must say, I spent quite a time reading it. I'm a really poor reader, but it's quite exciting because when you read, you need to go to work, for example, and then you're looking forward to continue.
Oh, yes, you can't wait to continue reading.
Yeah.
It's a page turner then, basically.
Yeah, but I'm never going to South Africa. So I would love people to read it, buy it and read it, but it's not inspiring you to go to South Africa, to Jeffreys Bay.
Did you say the name of the book?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me do photo. Let's see. It's so funny. I'm taking a photo of Frode with the book and Shannon with the book is about. Is
it you? That's crazy.
Put up the book again, Frode. Let me do that. Yeah, because your last book recommendation was a terrible book, so this one was much better.
Nice.
So I knew I were, when I was coming here, I had to bring the book.
Absolutely.
That's my recommendation.
Is it a lydbook, audiobook?
No, not yet.
No.
Yeah, but it's a paperback cover like this, and then also an ebook which you can find on Amazon.
What's your recommendation of this week, Shannon? You can't recommend your own book?
Okay. It's a good question. I should have come prepared.
No, this is the fun part. You should never get prepared.
Okay. My recommendation is eat more bananas, drink more coffee.
Wow. The banana thing is really nice.
And also I've got this espresso cup, which is really good. I got it from Cunt.
That's nice.
And also, just by the way, Frode does give free coffee at his shop to his friends. So if you are his friend, go for some free coffee. If you're his enemy, he might give it to you for half price.
Throw it in your face. And my recommendation is watering your garden, because it turns yellow if you don't do that. So yeah, have a look at mine. It's terrible.
Beautiful.
Okay. We always do an outro with a song from the house DJ Freddy French Fries. He has a new record called it's called let's see, Frode, just think about the source while I'm
it's gonna be number 3.
Yeah, so it's Can You Feel the Source Tonight? And you are going for source number 3,
of course,
which is remoulade. So thanks for doing this, guys, and enjoy your summer. And we cut off with Freddy French Fries, remoulade, and we're gonna do some competitions afterwards.
Cool.
Thanks for having us.
Do a chips ending. There you go. Ha det godt.
Nice and warm in here.
Det tar jeg aldri med i beregninger.